right, it's today's episode of Your Daily Scrum with professional Scrum trainers Todd Miller and Ryan Ripley. We get together each and every day. Try to help you get better at Scrum each and every day. I think we're a little slap happy. It's been a long week of training. Wrapped up a bunch of classes this week, but it's been good. Lots of learning, lots of happy students, lots of good questions. Todd, questions come up in our comments section, and it also came up in a class this week. I think it's a common issue. It's one I'm surprised we haven't talked about this before. When do you split a Scrum team?
Yeah, this is interesting. You know what else? What other questions we get asked a lot that I think relates to this, Ryan, is what if my team is working on multiple projects at the same time?
Yeah, kind of another very similar thing there, right?
That could be a case for it.
My brain immediately goes to a weird place. I start thinking about self-management. And so when does a Scrum team split? When the team decides it's the best way to optimize the chances of meeting a sprint goal each and every sprint. That's kind of where my brain...
A single sprint goal.
Yeah. It's kind of where my brain drifted to, Todd. How about yours?
Yeah. I think that's why I kind of brought up that multiple project thing, because we get people asking us a lot, how is it possible to have a single sprint goal? And I don't understand how that's possible. They'll ask that, and they'll say, well, my team's working on multiple things. And so we have a lot of ands, commas, run-on sentences, the things that you and I say all the time that they shouldn't have. Maybe you're not working with a team. Maybe it's the false image of a team that's just a bunch of people working on different things. That could be the case. I don't know.
Yeah, just this loosely associated group of people that they pull their own individual work. They try to make it come together at the end. Yeah, maybe you don't have a team. Maybe splitting your team isn't the problem. Maybe multiple projects. Well, that's probably a problem no matter what. But this idea of split could be interesting. Let's say, Todd, that we're in a healthy Scrum situation. And the team is genuinely working well together. We've got, let's say, 10 people on it. Let's say 12. We've grown to 12 people, including the Scrum Master and product owner. And it's kind of getting hard for the developers to stay coordinated. And, let's say the product owner suspects it might be time to split. Maybe the Scrum Master's on board. Maybe she isn't. Who makes that call? Like, when would you say, yes, this is a really good thing to do? Does that framing make sense?
Yeah. I can't, my brain just keeps going back to, I think we might've found an indicator here, Ryan. I think we might have found an indicator in the sprint goal.
Yeah.
I think that is a good question to ask the team in a retrospective, and just saying, we are really having a hard time formulating a sprint goal that we can all work collectively and collaboratively on accomplishing, because we have all 12 of us here. Would it make sense to have another team that's working on a different sprint goal that's contributing to the product goal? Right?
The way that you frame that. So let's full transparency. We're in that situation right now. So we're working on a very large Scrum team, and there are two competing ideas, and it is really tempting to kind of, have one team stay in the lane, and another team will look at another area of concern in order to simplify it. Because, right, it's hard to stay coordinated. It's hard to know what people are doing. It's hard to know when to jump in. And so maybe, Todd, I like that. The indicator would be I think the sprint goal could be a really good heuristic that could help us decide maybe it is time to split. Can you just clearly, again, how would that sprint goal help us know when it's time to split, Todd?
Yeah, I think are you regularly finding ands in it? Are there commas in it? Is it not a single objective, right? Is it becoming a plural objective?
A plurality of objectives.
Plurality of objectives, right? And does the team have a really difficult time collectively working on it together?
Yeah.
And is there a lot of waiting, those kinds of things? I think that if we start to look at that might give us some indicators. But that may not be true. I want to be careful with that, because that could just mean that you have too much work in progress. So,
or your team's not really good at crafting good sprint goals.
Yeah, that could be it too. So.
Other symptoms there. I'll tell you what, though, when I would not split a team, Todd, I do have a definitive. Far too many times you and I, we've seen over the past 15, 20 years where we'll get this Scrum team stood up and they're doing great. They're delivering increments. Stakeholders are happy. Let's say there's 9 or 10 people on this team, and someone will show up and say, hey, we got 10 people that know Scrum really well. Let's build 10 teams around each person. Let's build a team around each person. That's how we'll scale. And I've watched
split and
this
seed model,
and it's horrible. Why would, every time I see this, I ask the executive who initiated it, why would you slaughter a unicorn? Why would you kill such a beautiful creature? You've got a Scrum team that's working well together. They're genuinely enjoying the work. It's joyful work. They're delivering. It's high quality. The customer's happy. Preserve that team, right?
Yeah.
Don't the split and seed method, as you mentioned. No.
And I would admit to you that I've tried that before.
I have too.
It doesn't work. I've tried it before. It doesn't work. And then you start to fall into this, like, well, let's just develop our best practices for how Scrum looks here, right?
Give me the playbook, Todd.
Right. Well, those teams just take all those practices and put them here, and you'll be just as successful as you were there. That's not how it works when you're working in complex domain work.
Yeah, I like your heuristic, driven by a sprint goal, team involved directly in the decision. If it enhances our ability to deliver, I think those are the things that we look at.
Yeah.
How about all of you? Let us know in the comments. When have you split a team and it worked out well? Maybe you've split a team and it didn't work out so well. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what your follow-up questions are. Like and subscribe so you never miss a video. Check out our socials. There's a lot going on there. The description, the section there under the video has everything to know about our book. The classes that Todd and I teach, you should check those out as well. For Todd, I'm Ryan. Go forward, do some great Scrum things. Don't split up those teams. If you did split up those teams and it was a mistake, undo it. And let us know how that works out. And we'll see you tomorrow.